Hello, gorgeous mama, and welcome to episode 4 of the Abundant Mother podcast. As you know, I'm your host, Alexa Oliveri, and it is so amazing to have you here today. Take on a little bit of a journey through motherhood and business. So, if you are listening to this and you're like, wow, I really want to take my passion project into my business, or I really want to leave the corporate job that I have and kind of do my own thing and carve my own path so I can be more present with my kids, but also work and bring in income. Or if you're like, oh, I'm not really quite sure where I want to start, but I know that what I'm doing right now just isn't it, then this episode is for you. The other night, I had launched the Abundant Moms course into the world. And there is so much to do on the back end of things. There's admin, there's promotion, there's social media, there's the interweavings that go along with putting on and creating a course in general. There's so much stuff that's happening. And on top of that, I thought about all the things that I did as a mother in that same day that I launched the course. And it kind of blew my mind because obviously as a mom, we know that we do a lot of things in the day. But I went through and I was like, okay, I fed my kids breakfast. I packed both of their lunches. I dropped them off at school. I fit in a quick workout. I ran and got some matcha tea, as you know, that I love. I came home. I did hours of work. I fed myself. I went back. I picked up my kids. I brought them home. We did a whole little baking thing together. We destroyed our dining room and our kitchen through that process. We cleaned it up. We set the table. We had dinner. And then all the after dinner bedtime routine things. But on top of that, my youngest baby got her hand stuck in the door of the closet. And that was really heartbreaking and spent a lot of moments cuddling on her and getting ice packs and all that stuff. And then after that, I brought the kids into the bath and I saw a tick on my oldest daughter, which is a very traumatic experience for her and I. And so I spent time getting and pulling the tick out of her body, right? And then that's all in the same things. I didn't even count the diaper changes and the butt wiping and the face washing and the hand washing and all the other things that go on into the day. Then it led us to nighttime and bedtime and story time. And then it led me to go back to work to finish my projects and what I had completed. And there was a time in all of that, everything I just listed to you, and then some, in which, by the way, my best friend, my husband, is also present in our home. So while he works outside the house for long hours of the day, we did get a chance to spend time with him and see him yesterday as well. So all this great family time, all this beautiful bonding, and there were certain times during it that I caught myself not being present. And I caught myself wanting to get back to the work and wanting to work on the launch. And my work is all about life and business coaching for mothers. And the primary focus through the clients that I have, through the coursework that I create, is about motherhood. And so the wisdom that came through to me was basically like, Alexa, this part that you're in right now is the work. It's an illusion to think that you have to get back to the work, right? The most important, the most impactful, the most juicy, and the real depth of what I would bring into the coursework, what I would bring into this podcast is the time that I spend with my kids. That's the point of all of this. The point of the business that I've created is so that I have the financial freedom, the ability, and the schedule to pick up my kids and drop them off at school and to create their lunches and to be there and do all the things that I want to do as a mom. And so this wisdom came through to me, and I know that it is relevant for all of you because at times we want to rush that bedtime routine and we want to hurry the children along so that we can get back to our work or what we have to do. But I ask you, and I also urge you to reframe the way that your mind is thinking about this and think this is the work right now. how can I be grounded with my kids? And how can I find more depth in this moment? And how can what I'm doing with my children right now actually give me more fuel for my work when the time comes for me to sit down and be present with that? So, this whole method and this whole concept is all about we have forgotten that the most impactful work that we're doing is raising, loving, growing, and laying down the seedlings for our future generation. At one point, we all had this dream. We all had this desire to birth and have these children. That was the dream. We were longing to hold them into our arms, or kiss them goodnight, or hear their little voices, or see them reach these milestones. Don't let society and the pressure and the way that the matrix is set up to constantly want us to push, push, push and be on this treadmill take you away from the juiciness that is this moment now, wherever you are in your motherhood. Knowing that the screams and the tantrums, although they could be loud and overpowering and like, oh my God, it can stir up a whole bunch of triggers within inside of ourselves. Actually, that is the juice, that is the medicine, that is the beauty in all of this. And so I share this with you. I share this with myself. Don't let the real work overshadow, or don't let the work overshadow the real work. And the only way for us to do this is just to bring in and talk about this and bring awareness to the whole situation. So don't feel shame or guilt or any of these sort of things, because I've been there, I'll be there again, and I know you've been there too. But just if you can hear my voice in the moment and think, this is the real work. This is the real work. This is the real work. And how is being present now going to benefit me in my work or even 5 or 10 years down the road? You know, being present with our children when they're young, when they're older, when they're adults themselves is so impactful. We may not see the benefit of that right away, but as they're grown and they go out into the world and they fly, it is creating and allowing for them to be the people and the society that we wish and dream for it to be. So have faith that this work that you're putting in now is paying off and will pay off. And you will have the time to work on this outside of motherhood work again. It could be literally today, later on at a different point. It could be down the road or next month or next week or this weekend. You will find that time and you will create it for yourself. But don't keep running on this treadmill. Take a breath, get off for a second, do a stretch. Figuratively and actually physically. This is the work and this is what you dreamed of. So motherhood, lean into it because it's giving you all the skill sets and then some to own whatever it is that your passion is outside of work. And see how you can integrate this into that business vision that you have. How can you integrate this into the corporation that you're working for? If you're running a team, think about all the patience that's required to be a mother. When you're gaining that presence in the moment, how can you bring it into the team? How can you look at them for a second as children? As children. And what do we need to do when we're around children? We need to hear them. We need to love them. We need to create space for them. So you see what I mean? There's so much skill set to be gained in the moment of mothering that you could bring into other areas of your life. So don't rush it. And if you inevitably do, it's okay. Just bring yourself back to this. All is good. As always, the Abundant Moms course is here to help you, to guide you, and to support you through this and so many more things. There's an entire module all about the holy triggers. I'm just going to leave you with that in itself. Can you think about it? Triggers, how could they be holy? Well, an amazing practitioner inside the course will teach you how these triggers that you have are truly holy and what to do to lean into it and grow from it and learn from it. Ultimately, it all has to do back with yourself, your internal self, how you were raised, and how to let go of all that. and we will help you do that. It is so amazing having you in this space. I love you. I know you. It's just awesome. Have a very, very beautiful day, and we'll see you next episode.